Hello, my wonderful and lovely humans. So today we are going to be talking about the assignment Lion as a Hunter. So what you guys should have is basically a booklet copy. I'm going to be doing it on a full-size sheet of paper so that way I can make sure that you guys can see everything, okay? So let me go ahead, flip my camera so you guys can see what we're doing. All right. So first time anybody hands you any piece of paper, what are you supposed to do, kids? That's right. You're supposed to put your name on it. So put your name on it. I'm going to put mine, Ms. Reyes. Sorry, got cut off there, but and make sure that you also put your class period. That way, if you lose it, I don't have to look you up and figure out what class period you're in. And honestly, I'm just probably going to hang it so you can grab it from my no-name files. But, make sure you put your class period. I got first, second, third, fourth, and sixth. Okay, so I got all of them. You guys should have one of them. All right, the second thing we're supposed to do whenever we get a piece of paper is make sure that we read the background and the instructions. So let's do that. Life is challenging for a female lion in Etosha National Park. Let me zoom this in a little bit. If a female's body is approximately 130 kilograms, she must consume at least 13,500 kcals a day to survive and succeed in the environment. So to me, that sounds pretty important. She must consume at least 13,000 kcals a day to survive. So at base minimum, our lioness is going to require 13,500 kcals to survive. Now, if you guys don't have a highlighter, that is perfectly okay. All I want you to do is at least underline it, okay? Because this is important. We're going to have to go back to this when we're answering some questions. So make sure you underline or highlight if you can. There are ample prey species available, but just living and breathing will cost a significant amount of energy per day. This means that regardless of her hunting success, she will utilize energy for her resting metabolic rate. And we talked about this definition, resting metabolic rate. So metabolic rate is going to refer to how quickly your body processes energy or food. And resting would mean that by simply living and breathing, that is how much energy we are using. When our body is at rest and not moving and we're not putting conscious effort into using up that energy. That is resting metabolic rate. All animals have a reserve of energy that is stored as large molecules in their cells that they can use for activities throughout the day. Female lions have approximately 15,000 kcals to expend during hunts. That sounds like another... Oh, hold on. Female lions have approximately 15,000 kcals to expend during hunts and therefore cannot use more than 15,000 kcals for each hunt. So that's what we want to highlight. Cannot use more than 15,000 kcals for each hunt. And like I said, if you don't have a highlighter, that's fine. Just underline it, okay? All right, so we've read our background. Let's go to the instructions. Now we're going to actually figure out what we are even doing here. You are tracking a female lion. Determine how many of each prey species she would need to successfully hunt and eat to gain the amount of energy she needs per day. Once again, 13,500 kcals. Remember, an individual lion cannot expend more than 15,000 kcals per hunt, okay? So there's those two important numbers. We need to answer the questions that follow in order to help us to determine the net energy that is gained or lost in kcals. So question number 1, what is the minimum number of kcals a lion will need to consume in order to survive? Is it 13,500 or is it 15,000? The correct answer should be 13,500, but not just 13,500, 13,500 kcals, okay? Second question, when using its reserve energy, how many kcals is a lion able to use on a single hunt? The answer to that question is the second number that we had in interest, which was 15,000. And once again, that is kcals. not just 15,000, but 15,000 kcal. All right, so question number 3. In the space below, write a formula that will help you to determine what the minimum number of prey, so that's what we're looking for, the minimum number of prey a lion would need to consume in order to fit its dietary needs. And its dietary needs, what was it again? This is how much we have to use. This is how much we need to in order to survive. So that's going to be the 13,500 kcal. And like I said, don't drop your labels, okay? But anyways, we know what we're looking for, and we know that we have a number here. So what we're looking for, the formula that we're going to write is going to solve for the minimum, and I'm going to put min for minimum, the min number, and this hashtag is a number sign of prey. Okay, so that is what we need to solve for. And we know that we have at least 13,500 kcal because that is the dietary need of the lion. So we can start with that number, 13,500 kcal. All right. Now, how am I going to get this number over here? Well, you guys were given a little sheet like this, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's look at the kind of information that we have here. We have 4 different species. We have meerkat, warthog, wildebeest, and a zebra. We have mass of prey. We have the energy gained per kill and the energy cost per kill. So this is if we kill 1 meerkat, 1 warthog, 1 wildebeest, 1 zebra. Now, remember what we're trying to find. We are trying to find the minimum number of prey to fit this number right here. So if I am trying to at least get this number, what am I going to have to do? I am going to have to figure out how many animals I'm going to have to kill in order to feed myself the 13,000. So let's do an example with the meerkat. Let's go ahead and do an example with the meerkat. So I'm going to have to zoom out for this so you guys can see both things. Okay. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit further. There we go. Okay. So here you can see the work for the meerkat. Up here, you guys see the meerkat's information. Now there's a couple bits of information that we can fill out here. So if we look at, so minimum number of prey, this is what we're solving for. Energy gain per kill. Oh, look, that matches these. So actually what I can do is actually copy every single one of these numbers here. So let me go ahead, jump ahead and fill those in, okay? Because these values are going to be the exact same across the board. So for meerkat, that was 1,000 kcal. For my warthog, 12,000 kcal. And don't forget to not drop your label. My wildebeest, 25,000 kcal. My zebra is 170,000 kcal. All right. All right. Let's look at the next one. Total energy gain. Does that match up with anything? No, it doesn't. Energy cost per kill. Oh, look at that. So we need energy cost per kill. And guess what? Here are these numbers. Now, if you pay attention here, look, there's a positive and a negative sign, because if you think about it, this is like a couple step process here, because guess what? Lions can't just go to the grocery store and pick up whatever they need to eat. No, they have to go through a whole process. They need to hunt, they need to kill, and then they need to eat. So guess what? Hunting is going to cost us some energy. But once we eat, we get to get some of that energy back. So we're trying to figure out how many of these animals I would need to eat in order to fulfill my dietary need. But anyways, energy cost per kill, that does match up over here. And the thing is, the reason I'm pointing out these signs is because you do not want to lose those signs. So make sure that you're bringing these down here as well. So just like we did with energy gain per kill, I am going to copy all these numbers into energy cost per kill. And I'm going to make sure that I keep my negative sign because I do not want to forget that this is a number of calories that I am losing. And that's kcals too. All right, do not drop your labels. All right. So this information, guess what? We've already filled out so many of these boxes, right? And we didn't even need to do anything. We just copied over the information. But anyways, the next box, total energy cost. Next one, net energy gain. Is this prey? So nothing else that this can give me, right? But we need to solve for the minimum number of prey required, and we need to fulfill at least 13,500 calories. So what are we going to need to use? Well, first of all, we're going to have to pick a prey species. And I said we were going to do the meerkat for an example. So let's do the meerkat. Okay. And also on your booklet, you guys should have a bunch of empty blank space down here. So let's use that. Let's do our math. And let's show our work. Okay. Meerkat. So for the meerkat, I need to reach 13,500 calories. Well, what I know from here is that every time I eat one meerkat, right, because this is per kill, when I eat one meerkat, I gain 1,000 calories, okay? Now, if I need to hit 13,500, and I'm just going to write that number over here to the side to kind of remind myself that that is the number I want to hit. If I wanted to get at least 13,500 calories from meerkats, how many meerkats would I have to eat? If each one is worth 1,000 calories, how many meerkats am I going to have to eat in order to get to 13,500? If you said 13.5, technically, you are correct. But in reality, you are not correct. Because can you kill half of an animal? No, you cannot. Right? This will indeed get you to 13,500, which is what we need. But you can't kill half of an animal. So if we round down, however, and we go to 12 and we multiply that by 1,000, we're going to end up with 12,000, which is not enough to feed us. We'll die. But if we round up to 14, guess what? We now have enough to cover our energy requirement for that day. So if I'm multiplying here, what I'm going to have to do on the other side is divide. And what numbers was I using? I was using the energy gain per kill. So energy gain per kill. When we take 13,500 kcals and we divide it by the energy that is gained per kill, we will discover the minimum number of prey. And we also figured out exactly how many minimum number of prey was required in order to fulfill our daily requirement of meerkats. And that number was 14,000. Oh, sorry. That number was 14 meerkats. Okay. Now we required 14 meerkats, but look at this next box. It says total energy gain. So when we multiply those two numbers, what do we get? We get 14,000. So when we kill 14 meerkats, each one of them being 1,000 calories. So I would multiply these numbers and I would get 14,000. Okay. Now remember, this is gain. This is cost. Gain is going to be a positive. Cost is going to be a negative. So do not forget that when you gain something, it's a positive. When you lose something, it is a negative. That is going to matter here in a second. Now, let's move on to question number 4. In the space below, write a formula that will help you to determine the net energy gain / loss from the hunt of one of the prey species. A summarized version is provided below, but you need to be more specific. So what do we have here? We have the total energy gain, we have the total energy cost, and when you add them together, you get the net gain / loss. Okay? So how do we find each one of these things? Well, we know we are going to end up with the net gain / loss. That is what we're going to end up with here. But we need to figure out how to split up the total energy gain. So total energy gain, how am I going to figure that out? Well, first of all, let's look at what part of that is energy gain. So guess what I'm going to have to have here? Energy gained. Okay, and that's the first part of my puzzle, my formula. We are obviously going to need the energy that is gained per animal, per kill, right? That was the language used. Energy that is gained per kill. And if we want to figure out the total, well, guess what? We need to kill a certain number of prey animals to fulfill our dietary needs. And when we did this with the meerkat, remember, it was 14, right? Well, that's not necessarily going to be the case for all of them, but what do we call that number that it's going to be under? The minimum number of prey. Okay, so that is our total energy that was gained. Now we need to figure out how we calculate total energy cost. The nice thing is we've already done most of the footwork over here, because instead of energy gain, guess what? It's going to be energy cost per kill. All right. And just like over here, we're going to need to multiply by the minimum number of prey. Okay. So those are our two formulas that we are going to need while we are doing this. Okay. So now that we figured out our formula on the front, and I'm going to give you guys a good look there so you guys can copy down anything you need. So if you need to, this would be a great time to pause the video and copy this. But now we can take a look back at our meerkat, because now we can determine what the total energy cost was. And if we look at total energy cost, how do we calculate that? We needed to take the energy cost per kill, which should be honestly a negative number. And we need to multiply that by the minimum number of prey that we're killing. We're killing 14 meerkats. Each one of those meerkats is costing me negative 3,000 calories. So I need to calculate the total energy cost. Okay. So this was min number. Okay. Now we're going to calculate the energy cost. Total cost. Okay. So when we kill 14 meerkats, we lose negative 3,000. I need to multiply those two numbers. So 14 times negative 3,000. And you guys can go ahead and plug that in your calculator if you'd like. But I will tell you that the answer is going to be negative 42,000 kcals. Okay? Negative 42,000. And realize that I made sure I did not drop my negative sign, right? Because when I multiply a positive number by a negative number, what does it make the answer? It makes it a negative answer. So do not drop those numbers. And I'm going to show you why in this next step. Now we need to calculate the net energy gain loss. Whoops, wrong side. So if we look at that, net gain loss, we need to add our total energy gain to our total energy cost. So energy gain per kill, total energy gain, that's what we want here. And total energy cost. Those are the two numbers we're going to now have to add together. And yes, I say add because 14,000 plus negative, or wait, yep, 14,000 plus negative 42,000, right? This number is much bigger than this number, which means my answer is going to be a negative number, and that is negative 28,000 kcals. All right. So 14,000 plus negative 42,000 equals negative 28,000 kcals. All right. And that is what I need to make sure that I am writing over here. And that is what I'm going to write. And don't forget your number here. Your positive or negative. Okay. Now, last question. Is this prey worth hunting alone? Well, is it worth hunting alone? What would we need in order for it to be worth hunting alone? We said that the minimum number of kcals we needed to consume in order to survive was 13,500. We figured out that if we eat at least 14 meerkats, we are going to be happy with this number. However, how many kcals are you able to use on a single hunt? 15,000 kcals. So if after that hunting process and eating process, you are actually losing 28,000 kcals, do you think that this prey is worth hunting alone? Yes or no? I'm going to let you guys answer. But I am not going to leave you there. I'm actually going to skip down here to the bottom with the zebra, because guess what? This is a tricky question. Now, if we look at our energy gain per kill, whoa, 170,000 kcals, that sounds like a wonderful meal, doesn't it? But if we look at our energy cost per kill, it costs us negative 55,000 kcals to kill one zebra. Do we have that much? We only have 15,000 kcals. So would we even be able to kill one of these zebras? No, we couldn't. So the minimum number of prey that would be required to kill a zebra would be 1. The total energy that you would gain would still be 170,000 kcals, but your energy cost per kill is going to be negative 55,000, right? And you don't have that amount. So actually, the correct answers are 0. And when you multiply this by 0, what do you get? 0. When you multiply this by 0, what do you get? 0. The net energy gain loss, if you're not killing anything, are you gaining or are you losing anything? Nope, you just get a big fat 0. So is this prey worth hunting alone? All right. So I want you to go through here. I want you guys to figure out the rest of these. So fill in the boxes. Make sure that you are figuring out the minimum number of prey that is required. These are the given numbers that we've already copied down, right? These are the given numbers, and this is for one animal, okay? Only one animal. But if you're killing multiple animals, remember, you need to hit that 13,500. You can't kill half an animal either. Make sure that you are calculating your total energy gain for however many animals you're going to be getting, okay? On the question side of things, which is a better way to use their energy? Hunting small prey more often or large prey less frequently? So you guys have meerkats all the way to zebras. They increase in size. Look at the mass, 77 kilograms. Whoa, this one's 310. That is a huge difference in size. When you guys answer this last question, is this prey worth hunting alone? That is what you need to pay attention to in order to answer this question, okay? What strategies must be used to capture larger prey? So, zebras. This is a list of animals that lions will eat. So, do lions eat zebras? Absolutely. But did we actually find that it was worth hunting a zebra? No. But if lions hunt zebras, how can they do that? So you guys need to consider the strategies that a lion might use to actually go ahead and catch that zebra. Think about it, okay? If you don't have that much energy to spend on a hunt, what are you going to do? because that is a great payout and we like that payout. Let's get that payout. But how? Number 3, hunting can be dangerous for both predator and prey. What negative consequences might a lion encounter from hunting large prey versus smaller prey? What happens to a lion's energy costs after a failed hunt? Well, there's a couple of questions here. What negative consequences might a lion encounter from hunting larger prey versus smaller prey? So think about it. Do you think you're going to maybe injure yourself in the process of catching a meerkat? Or are you more likely to injure yourself in the process of getting a zebra? Okay. Lastly, what happens to a lion's energy costs after a failed hunt? If we have a failed hunt, how much energy are we gaining / losing? Is it going to be in the positives? Is it going to be in the negatives? So if you fail a hunt, what happens? Okay. So these have multiple lines on them, which means that I'm expecting some full sentences. And for the first question and the second question, or sorry, the third question, I'm probably looking for something more like 2 sentences. This one right here, maybe 1. Okay. So go ahead, do your work, guys. Get it done. Get it turned in. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Bye.